Oh my God, this is stunning. Well, of course he planned it from the start. A timeless child, the word was dropped very early on within the series. So no real reveal there. But the reasons behind it and why it was such a bad idea. You already had, you got your female doctor, and the curiosity factor is what drew people in. So they, it got great ratings at the outset for The Woman Who Fell to Earth, and everybody tuned in. And so you had them. It starts to decline after that, but still you had a good group there, and it just went to pure crap. I mean, it was just bland, boring, nothing there, no real life to it, and except for lectures, and that was it. And then occasionally you would get a good episode. So for the first one, I think it was, for the most part, and I agree with it, that Kerblam was the best episode out of that one, because it was the closest one that actually felt like a Doctor Who episode. And so out of all of that, and it's really not that great, but in comparison, it shines forth, and then the second series, of course, as strange as it is, it's actually the lead-in to Timeless Children, which was the Ascension of the Cybermen. That was not bad. That was pretty good. And I was actually, I wonder, but but I knew the rug would be pulled out again, and of course it was. And so by the time you get to Timeless Children, your audience is gone. The ratings were terrible for that one, and because everybody knew what was coming. This was what was worrisome more so than the gender change. So you got your female doctor. That was your opportunity, and it was incumbent upon you, if you really cared, instead of just wanting the laziness of a superficial point of, look, I'm the first one to cast a female doctor, and that's it. Your accomplishment is done as far as you're concerned. You should have just left after the first episode. But you never gave her anything. You didn't give her any good stories or anything like that. And the obvious story was the change itself, which could have been something to work on, but for whatever reason, cowardice, I don't know, didn't deal with it. And the odd thing about it is that you could have expanded on regeneration in that whole story and set up the explanations and whatnot, but in which he ultimately does, but in a terrible, terrible way. So this is from an interview sometime back with Radio Times, and I'm reading it, little snippets here from Doctor Who TV. And it says, when people were having opinions about the first female doctor, I thought, well, this is going to be interesting because we haven't even started yet. Yeah, that's great. See, the show was already in decline. The worst thing you can do is divide your audience, because you divide them, and then you lose that much more. You were in no position to do that. I'm not saying it was easy, because good stories are hard. It takes talent, yeah, and good writers and whatnot to come up with the concepts and whatnot that can get people interested. But we skipped all that. So he says, elaborate on his plans. I knew from the start. And it was part of what I talked to Charlotte Moore and Piers Wenger about, just opening up the mythology to more stories. You didn't. You did the exact opposite. The purpose was to bring narrative opportunity and to be able to go to places that were shut off before. Now, you shut it off. That's the big thing, really. And you failed terribly. And to have to wait longer to see how it plays out. Oh, boy, I can't wait. Yeah, I can. With his approach to the story of regeneration, it's really disrespectful to Hartnell's legacy. But his story was ultimately, it's Dr. God, not Doctor Who. And the stakes are gone. They're completely evaporated. The Doctor is immortal and invulnerable. So it was all for nothing. The Doctor was never in any danger and cannot be destroyed. And the Doctor is God. The Doctor is the Time Lord God. Doctor from the Doctor, all things flow. It's and of course, once again, back to the tokenism, the telling thing. Just this image is all he did it for. And she never got a line. There's no stories for her. She's killed off pretty quickly, again and again and again. For the purposes of finding the secret regeneration, which is absolutely horrible. That scene, and it didn't even register on him. You're showing this child being tortured several times over to figure out how the kid is able to regenerate. And some people, I heard in some of his videos, says, "Oh, and when the child got sick or died again." No, that's not what happened. It's very obvious what's happening. The Tiktueen is torturing this poor kid over and over again. It's really awful. So the Time Lords are just as evil as the Daleks now, and they always were, according to Chibnall's thing. So he shut off all kinds of things here, and basically trashed such canon as there was. Now, it was never always that tight, but it was there. I mean, good Lord, the show is 50 plus years old. That's going to happen. So when you scrapped all of that, and act like, oh, now there's all these opportunities to tell what? That your hero who's now more powerful than Superman. I mean, so all this is just nonsense. I mean, yes, the only truth part was that it was planned out from the beginning. Yeah, that obviously the name, the Timeless Child, was dropped. And which was it? I think, oh, damn it, I can't even remember. When they were chasing after the TARDIS, and those little ribbons flying around. So there you go. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, okay. So that was it. Just bringing in the first female Doctor, which he now destroys. It's no big deal. It means nothing. It's what it was supposed to be, this special thing. Not anymore, because she's not the first female Doctor. Boy, when you fall deep in the woke cult, it destroys everything, even your own ability to tell a story. So there you are. Of course, then again, was it really all his idea, or did he have to? Those are the rules at BBC. But in the end, it seems like he could have come up with something better than this. This is one of those things when it comes to people like Alex Kurtzman over at Star Trek, and even Ryan Johnson. They're not as bad as Chibnall here, because Chibnall was a Doctor Who fan at one point. He knows better. He does know Doctor Who, and he does this anyway. Whereas the other two, they weren't, certainly Kurtzman doesn't give a damn about Star Trek. It's just a franchise he thought he could make some money off of, and I guess he did, but it destroyed it in the process. So, but Chibnall, yes, Chibnall actually comes out being worse than the rest because he knows better, and he did it anyway. Oh well. It was nice knowing you, Doctor Who, but I just don't see anything good coming anytime soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.